August 2nd, 1995. We're on the set of Cove. Finally. It was weird when Cove and us we were filming, and screaming was put in the episode in the background, and I started to feel awkward, of course, because the screams don't sound like very kiddish. When I asked them, what is this? And they said, that's our national anthem. And I said, no, it's not. Sounds like people screaming. Oh, that's the sounds of our enemies, they said. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went back into the set. And guess what? We were still filming after that incident. And so this whole Cove thing, I kind of started to feel awkward about this whole thing. I mean, they put a skeleton guy in their shows, and I'm like, who is that? And they said it's a new character, and the puppet said it's the new character. And I said, what's his name? And he said, Skin Taker. And I'm like, what? Who came up with a name like that? He's supposed to be an evil guy who takes skin. And I'm like, that's not a kid's show. That's a horror show, I said. But they talked back and said, it's not a horror show, it's just a show that is just for kids your age, you know? Yeah, but what? Why would there be skin taken? I asked. It's because he's a villain, he said. And I was like, whatever. So then I was back into the set. And then filming was done. I stayed like a lot of weeks at Cove. I mean, we slept until like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's not our normal time to get up. They expect us to sleep like adults. I always thought that this set was... I always thought that Candle Cove was weird. Something had been going on. Something wasn't right. Something wasn't right with this set. But then there's this commissioner, like leader guy dressed in a skeleton costume with a couple of kids. He asked us if we could join him. He said, "Will you join me on a quest?" And I asked him, "What quest?" And he said, "You'll find out. Come this way." August 19th, 1995. Now I'm started beginning to think that Candle Cove is the weirdest, most creepiest thing that I ever seen. When we gathered around the guy with the skin taker's costume, I don't know what they're performing. I mean, I didn't even know what they're saying. They're probably saying something in Latin. I don't know. I was like, never mind. I'll just go in a group anyway. And at 9 o'clock at night, kids were gone. The kids were gone. The kids around. The guy in his... the guy with the skull mask. He was gone too. And I was wondering what those kids were doing. And then one of the scariest thing is when they came back home, there were red stuff all over them. And I was like, what is that? And then the kids and the guy in the costume said, "We're just making hot dogs." And I was like, okay. By that time, I didn't even know what blood is yet. Of course, because I was 5 years old. On August 18th. Actually, it's August 20th. Now I started to think that this whole stuff with Candle Cove, something has been going on. Something wasn't right with Candle Cove. The red stuff on the kids. And even I heard police cars like performing a siren for when directly at the kids, what they think they were doing. And one of the kids got arrested because it has probably covered in blood. Now I'm starting to figure out that this whole Candle Cove thing is made by a psychopath. and now the whole thing had become sinister and evil, sort of. Then I was saying that the kids, the truth, the kids were around killing people, and a character named Skin Taker had stole all of the victims' skins.
This land is your land, and this land
So now I had to escape the set.
New York Island.
What is this crap?
Land was made for you and me.
Sorry, malfunction right there. Malfunction. Sorry about that, malfunctioned. Anyway. So now I had to escape the set, but the Candle Cove people didn't let me. All the kids were gathered around us. Well, it's not even us anymore. Even my friends had turned against me. They have surrounded me with bloody knives and puppets from the show. Now you know, and I know, the evils of Candle Cove. I told the cops about Candle Cove, but of course they wouldn't believe me about it. And I told them exactly what happened. And I told them that I was there. I was at the setting. I was on a TV set. But then I figured that they never show the producers, they never show the human people. Except the guy in the costume. They never show the human people. The people who made the show were never found. Just think next time. If you see Candle Cove, it's more evil than you ever thought. It is more than meets the eye.